Adaptations. Organisms are usually suited to the environments they live in. The characteristic which enables a plant or animal species to survive in its environment is called an adaptation. There are structural adaptations, functional adaptations, and behavioral adaptations. An example of structural adaptation is the bird's beak. Birds' beaks are suited to the kind of food that they eat. For example, eagles have hooked beaks to tear flesh, and sunbirds have long, thin beaks to probe flowers for nectar and insects. Desert lizards survive the hottest parts of the day in the desert by burrowing underground, where it is cooler. Other animals, like gemsbok and lion, seek the shade. This is called behavioral adaptation. An example of a functional adaptation is sweating when it's hot, to cool the body down. Organisms that have adapted to the changing environment have a better chance of survival and may be more likely to reproduce and pass on their characteristics to their young. In a population, each individual is slightly different. These differences are called variations. Sometimes a variation can help an individual to survive, or it can harm the individual, or it can have no effect on the individual. Variations that help an individual may mean that the individual can compete better in the environment and so is more likely to reproduce and pass on the variation to its young. This variation eventually becomes a characteristic of the population over time. A variation that harms an individual may cause its death, and so the variation is not passed on. Extinction. Sometimes the change in the environment is so rapid that the organism cannot adapt. In such cases, all the members of the species may die, and the species is said to be extinct. The dodo was a large flightless bird that lived only on the island of Mauritius. The dodo was a ground nesting bird, and there were no predators on Mauritius. In about 1598, sailors landed on the island and began hunting for food. They also brought rats and pigs, which ate the dodo's eggs and young. The species could not adapt, and by 1662, it was extinct. There are no dodos on the planet anymore. Plants are also adapted to their environment. In South Africa, the environment is hot and dry, and plants are adapted to survive these conditions. For example, gazania leaves are gray and covered in hairs that help to reflect sunlight and reduce water loss. The yellow flowers help in pollination by attracting insects. Stone plants consist of a single pair of fleshy leaves that store water. Most of the leaf is underground, where it is protected from water loss and from being eaten by herbivores. Predators are adapted to catch their prey. Sharks have a good sense of smell, sharp teeth to grip prey. They shake their heads to rip flesh into shreds. A streamlined shape and muscular tail to propel them rapidly through the water. Cheetahs have good eyesight to spot prey, sharp teeth to tear flesh, limbs to run rapidly for short distances, strong, sharp claws to grip prey, fur with a spotted pattern to camouflage them from their prey. Camouflage means they blend in with the environment. The katydid resembles a leaf and keeps still when predators are near. This adaptation helps it to escape the notice of predators. Mimicry. Some animals are poisonous, and so predators avoid them. The African monarch butterfly is not eaten by birds because it tastes bad. A number of other butterfly species resemble the African monarch. Birds keep away from these butterflies as well, although they do not taste as bad. This adaptation is called mimicry.
Need more help? Subscribe to our channel. Can't wait that long? Ask Maski to help you. Anytime, anywhere.